Thank you for helping record data for the 2020 Eastern Kentucky Hay Contest. Purpose of this video is just to show you the spreadsheet that we are going to be using for you to enter the data from the county that you are in, or if you take samples from a neighboring county that doesn't have an agent, the same thing would apply. You would have put them all into the spreadsheet that I'm about to show you. So let's get started by letting me share my screen and show you this spreadsheet. All of your spreadsheets will look this way. You should have found that you have I have created for you a OneDrive folder on your computer that has a county folder with your name on it: Boyd County, Bracken County, Fleming County, Perry County. And in that folder, you will find that you've got the entry forms, the livestock forms, and also this spreadsheet. And this is unique to you. It's got, I think it's labeled with your county name. And once the agent comes back, or if you're the agent and you're entering data, once we get back to the county office and we've got the forms in front of you, we want you to enter this information in this spreadsheet. This is a change from last year because it is going to be much easier for us to process a lot of samples if you would help us by putting your information in this spreadsheet. Now, I would tell you that, I'll tell you probably more than once throughout this, all you have to do is put it in here and save it. Because I created these folders, I have access to these, and I can go in and at the end of the contest, I can copy that file out of there. So you won't have to do anything with it. You'll just need to put your data in there and save it. So let's get started. If you were looked at the form, you'll notice that there's a big change from last year in that we put in the upper right-hand column of the form, upper right-hand corner of the entry form, a label that contains the sample lab number. Each sample will have a unique number, the first 3 digits of which will be the county number, the number we use for soil data. I've memorized Boyd, so that's 019. And then the next 3 digits will correspond to the sample number, or the number of the sample taken that year in Boyd County. To help us keep this straight, we're not going to have a sample number 019001. Brian Jeffers is going to print these labels for you, and so the first label you will have will be one ending in 002. Now, I've constructed this spreadsheet to follow almost exactly the entry form. So as you are going across, you will just go straight down the page and enter the information. You'll recall that one of the first things that you would have to mark on the entry form is whether the sample is for the contest or not. So you would go to this cell and mark yes or no. It has a drop-down box. If it needs a ration in the next cell, you have a drop-down box for that, yes or no. And if you, over time, this cell will accept if you type in yes or no. It will not accept if you type in things like maybe. It'll give you an error message. So as you're going through and doing a lot of samples and you've memorized what's next, you can say, yes, this is in the contest, needs a ration, no, the ration type is beef, and so on. And that will be fine. If you try to type a choice that's not in there, you'll get an error message. Now, the drop-down tells you all of the choices that we have available, certainly beef, goat, or horse, and we've given you the option of combining and say, I want a beef ration and a horse ration, because I've got a horse also and I want to feed the same hay to them. Same thing for beef and goat and horse. County name is also a drop down. Of course, you can just move right on through that. And again, if you are entering data or have you of a sample that it has been taken in a neighboring county because they don't have an agent or as a favor, or you were already on the farm anyway, just go ahead and enter it with the correct county name, but use one of your county labels. So it'll have, in this case, Boyd County 019003. You had to go next to the next county, down to Lawrence or somewhere to take a sample. Put the correct county name in the box. So keeping moving, you would be put in the first name and last name of the producer, the phone number, the address, the city, and the zip, and the email. And then we come back to a field that has a drop-down list to it, the bale package. And that's either small square, round bale, or large square. If we take a look to the right of bale package, then you've got that first chance to describe the hay. The example I used on the entry form was first cutting, second cutting, but usually we want that to describe the hay itself. The other description would be what the farmer might call it. There is no, I mean, it's totally up to you what you put in those two boxes. But that information is what you will use and what the farmer will use when you send them the results back to match up that information on the result with their hay. Move on to the rest of the fields. We need to mark whether it's hay or silage, and that's a drop down as well. The class, and you can see those indicated there. And if it's a grass, if we choose grass, we're going to have to specify. Now, it won't force you to do that, but hopefully the spreadsheet won't force you to do that, but hopefully you'll see that you've got that information to add there. And I have gone ahead and pre-populated that with Kentucky 31 orchard grass, knobble top SQ, or other. If it's other, then go to the next column and type in, okay, bluegrass. If it's a summer annual, back here in class, if you've selected summer annual, then obviously you wouldn't have anything here in the grass, and you wouldn't have anything in other grass, but you'd have to specify what kind of summer annual it was. Sorghum, Sudan, millet, teff, annual Espadiza, soybean, and you have a chance to select other again. And if you do that, then you're going to need to specify what the summer annual is that we don't have on the list. Big blue stem, for example, is not on the list, and it, well, it's not even a summer annual. So I can't think of a summer annual really here in short notice that you might have here, but this is how that would work. If you've got something that's not on the list, you're not on the drop-down list, then you've got a place where we'd like you to specify what that is. So this is a very quick overview of our spreadsheet where you will help us by entering the data from the data sheets, the entry forms, and the ration forms that your agent brings to you. And thank you in advance for your help with entering all this data. I do appreciate it.